Hello, and welcome to Season 2 of Two Wheels, One Compass. What we're going to be doing today, or at least this first weekend, we're going to Pipestone. It's a Native American Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota holy site where they create pipes from a quarry that is a national monument. On the way there, we're going to be stopping at New Ulm, going to the second oldest brewery in the United States, the Schell's Brewery, in a very, very German city. How German? You'll find out. So we'll pass through there the first day. It's going to be a live like a Dakota weekend. What does that mean? We're going to be going to one of their holy sites. We're going to eat nothing but buffalo and wild rice the entire time. It'll be something that'll be at least a little bit more in depth than normal, and we're going to be sleeping in a tipi at least one night. I still need to get better hardware for a longer trip that I'm going to be taking this year, but I have a microphone, as you can see, that can hook up into the GoPro. I have a helmet cam. The spring keeps popping off of my kickstand. I got a new one ordered, but unfortunately not in time for this trip. My parents will be joining me for one leg of the trip, at least in New Ulm, to tour the Schell's Brewery. Enjoy the next season, and yeah, we'll have a good time.
I'm sure all this information begs the question, what was the Dakota War all about? The war was an armed conflict from August to December of 1862 between the United States and several bands of Native American Dakota warriors. For years up until the conflict, the United States had broken multiple treaties, been late or unfair with annuity payments, and the land set aside for Native Americans was getting smaller and poorer in quality. Many Native Americans were signing treaties they did not fully understand. This was the size of the Sioux Reservation during the war. The reservation was along the Minnesota River. The Dakota were forced to learn how to farm like their white neighbors or starve. Much of their land wasn't arable. The Dakota could take it no more. The Dakota warriors went on the offensive, burning several white settlements and towns to the ground while almost completely exterminating their populations. Towns and forts were laid to siege, trade among rivers had stopped, and envoys like mail carriers were subject to ambush across much of the upper Midwest. The Dakota warriors were also able to defeat the Minnesotan army and militia forces in the field. I imagine Abraham Lincoln, his entire presidency defined by his ability to keep the United States alive, was not particularly happy to hear about an uprising with armed attacks on one of his farthest flung fringe states. I'm really busy with this. Are you kidding me? Are you serious, guys? We have this entire war going on and you want help all the way out there. Over the course of this season, I'll be visiting many historical sites of the Dakota War across the state. The reason I do this isn't only to visit places of historical interest around the state, but also to inform you, my viewers, that us Minnesotans come from a dark past. This isn't meant to shame Minnesotans or brew hatred for our state, rather it's for showing how far we've come as a state over the generations, from being xenophobic murderers to a more diverse and accepting culture. We've come a long way since the 1860s, and it's important to humble ourselves and know that we, like any other culture, are capable of repeating the past, should we choose to ignore it.